Oh, Hanaki. Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? Well, what do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki from Production Kawaii's Hanamizuki. Hit my tummy. Good evening. Are you apologizing for having a physical mortal body? No, I don't have a physical body. It's digital. But even a digital body can get a digital stomach virus. See, I feel like this is part 2 of a tummy issue I had since like Tuesday. I powered through it for the collab. I was very strong and brave. I was very strong and brave and cool about it. And I basically did not let on to anybody that I had tummy issues. But boy were they bad that day. Wednesday I was okay, or at least I felt fine. And then today I took a nap, and then when I woke up my body was like, what if you feel anxious for no reason, and what if that makes you nauseous? And I was like, but why though? Because I felt fine before my nap, but then I woke up from my nap and it was like, why does my stomach want to destroy me? That's the real question. But the way I'm feeling right now, I feel like I wouldn't be able to handle the viddy game, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna... Hopefully they will be okay with a chatting stream. I apologize. Apologies for the zatsu instead of the game, in case anybody wanted the game. It be how it do. Eek. I have a little bit of water, not iced, just like slightly cool water. I would take slow sips. I'm pretty used to getting tummy illnesses. I actually got them a lot worse when I was younger. So I'm kind of used to like dealing with them and mitigating them. So I think I will be okay. As if we're here for the game. Hajimemashite, nice to meet you. I found from the kawaii members. Ah, hajimemashite! Welcome. I am Yuno Hanaki. I am from Hanamizuki. This is my chibi model, not my normal one, but thank you. Nice to meet you. If tummy gets worse, don't hesitate to end early and rest. Yeah, that's why I am slowly sipping water and kind of gauging how I feel. Like I said, I am trained. I am a trained veteran of the tummy ache experience. Chibi model, so she might be taller than usual. Shut up. What do you mean? If anything, it's more that my head is bigger. See, like, you really get the forehead experience this way. You really get the friggin'... You get this. Like, you get the forehead in, like, bigger... more space. What will they do with this forehead? I do not know. A wider canvas. Do you speak Japanese? Sukoshi. Amani jishin ga nai desu kedo. I know a little bit. I did take classes for a while, but a lot of that information has been lost on me. I am much better at listening and occasionally reading than I am, properly speaking, but, Hatsuon? My pronunciation is okay. It has to be. I sing a lot of songs in Japanese. The Bunos are more represented? Oh, right, because it's a shorter top, lower top, whatever. Lower dip in the neck, I understand. Is the stomach ache better? It is not better. I am still nauseous, but I will be okay. I wanted to still stream for a little bit because I would feel bad if I canceled. So I am trying to be strong and brave right now. Professional tummy acher. Yep, that's me. But no, it was actually like really bad. I don't know if I've told this story before, but I used to get like chronically stomach sick, like genuinely chronically. Every Monday when I was in like elementary school, I think grade 4? Yeah, somewhere around there. I would always get sick. No matter what I did, no matter what I ate, no matter what happened to me, I would flow up every Monday morning and I couldn't go to school on Mondays. The majority of my grade 4 experience was getting sick on Mondays. Is there something you eat or it's like a genetic thing? I don't know if it's a genetic thing. There was like a little bit of like, I don't know what the word is, but they did kind of try to like examine me. Like I did eventually have to go to a doctor because it was like, why does this keep happening on Mondays specifically? But we did discover that my tummy has a tendency to over-generate stomach acid depending on certain things that I eat. So we determined that the thing that I was eating Sunday nights was making my tummy make too much acid. And then the next day I would be unable to eat anything because there was too much acid in the tummy. If that makes sense. I don't know if there's an actual term for that condition. What was it that you were eating in specific? Well, Sunday was a ritual that I had with Oni Mama of eating from this particular Italian place. And I always got spaghetti. But I would have the sauce on the side. Or, well, I didn't used to, actually. The whole reason that it switched is because I had to start having the sauce on the side so that I could control the amount of it, because we realized that it was probably the tomato sauce. Because tomato sauce is really acidic. So we figured and we assumed and we ended up being correct in that it was the spaghetti sauce that was causing me to get too much excess tummy acid. So I had to reduce the amount of sauce on my pasta. That's also why I talk about how I don't really use a lot of sauces anymore. I think it's because a lot of sauces tend to be quite acidic. So it tends to upset my tummy pretty quickly. But even with things like spaghetti or like things with red sauces, I have to really control how much red sauce I put on something or else I will explode. So, all of that is to say, this is not my first rodeo with a tummy ache. We tried like everything under the sun at first before we really figured out what it was. So I am a little bit familiar with the process. Like right now, I am doing the thing where I slowly sip water and then I gauge how I feel before I sip more. It's also not too hot or too cold. I'll probably do the same thing later if I feel the motivation to actually eat a proper dinner. I will be slow. I'll be very cautious. Stomachache Thursday edition. Let's go? Question mark. Have you ever been to Japan? I have not. I would like to. My area of Onigashima is a bit far from mainland Japan, though. I live in Onigashima, which you would be like, oh, isn't that close to Japan? But my area is quite far. Time for that oatmeal diet. It's called the Brat Diet, actually. The Brat Diet consists of bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. Plain toast, specifically. Because you shouldn't put anything, like, super heavy on top of the toast. I guess, like, butter toast is fine, but you have to be careful that it's not too much butter. You know it's a brat? You only figured this out now? Cinnamon that toast, trust. Not during a tummy ache. Breakfast all day, I'm down. Yeah. It is basically just like breakfast foods, but those are things that are considered like soft on the tummy and are also really good at absorbing stomach acid. Doctor's things. I sound like a medical professional. I am not. I just happen to be well equipped in how to handle tummy aches. But no, these things are really good at absorbing stomach acid. Bananas, of course, potassium. Potassium is also good for kind of mitigating tummy troubles. And then applesauce for like that little bit of sweetness. Yeah. I do like cinnamon toast, though. Cinnamon sugar on toast. Delicious. I think that's probably my favorite kind of toast. I used to really like peanut butter toast, but I have to make peanut butter toast for Onimama, like, almost every day nowadays. And so I've gotten a little bit tired of peanut butter. I tire of peanut butter. I wish for cinnamon. Don't take any medical advice in this stream or chat at face value. This message is sponsored by cinnamon sugar on toast. The concept of cinnamon sugar on toast. But that's the only kind of cinnamon sugar that is sponsoring, apparently, allegedly. Wait, wasn't there a thing going around about how you have to be careful about joking about sponsorships now? I could have sworn I saw this on Twitter, but Twitter isn't exactly a reliable source. I thought I read that the other day, though. Did I? Am I bluffing? Wait a minute, I'm a professional. Hey, whoa, we have an actual professional in here. But, you know, we're talking about chat as a collective. Uno, like, friendship with peanut butter ended, friendship with cinnamon acquired. I've always had a friendship with cinnamon. I am best buddies with cinnamon. There was something on YouTube about sponsors, didn't dig about it since I was outside the whole day. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Well, no, this is not what's happening, what I meant to find. I guess I'll search YouTube to narrow it down. Maybe I'm a liar. I don't know. I can't find it. Anyway, believe me. It's kind of been a thing for a while. Who's gonna do anything about it? Gets taken away by the cinnamon sugar men. Oh no, not the cinnamon sugar men. They found us. It's over. You wouldn't lie to us, right? Would I lie to you? Look at this face. Does this look like the face of a liar? Why would I lie to you? I'm just a little baby. Source, trust me, bro. But, like, actually, I'm sorry. It's because I don't remember. But I saw something that was explicitly, like, you had to be more careful about whether or not you joke about sponsorships or, like, joke about being sponsored by something. I don't know the exact wording of it. And I've been a bit behind on my YouTube watching these past couple of days, so I don't know if any YouTubers I watch have covered it. That is the face that would cause many chaos events in only one afternoon. Okay, but chaos events does not mean lying. Chaos events does not necessarily mean that the chaos is a lie. Maybe it's just, you know, arson. Or, like, I don't know, punching people in the stomach. Like, what if it's something like that? That's not really lying. Have we ever thought about that? Maybe. Someone say arson. You jumped on that way too fast. You jumped on that way too fast, I think. Damn, you got me there. Arson isn't lying. Do you sometimes forget you're a YouTuber yourself? Yes. I also, like, I almost did it just now, but I also find whenever I want to talk about YouTubers, my instinct is to say VTubers first. So, like, I'm trying to think of an example. I'm just gonna say, like, a random YouTuber name off the top of my head. But, like, what if I was talking about, like, oh my gosh. I don't wanna necessarily out the people that I watch in my spare time. Let me think of an example. Sure, we'll do Asmongold. He's not really a YouTuber, but, so, like, say I was talking about Asmongold. Frickin', sometimes my instinct is like, oh yeah, the VTuber Asmongold. Like, I instinctively will say VTuber instead of YouTuber, even though I'm talking about, like, a YouTuber, you know? Because I'm so used to talking about VTuber stuff, I think VTuber is the thing that rolls off my tongue first, but there are so many times where I've called, like Matt Pat from Game Theory, I've called that man a VTuber so many times, and I'm just like, he sounds like one, so it makes sense, but he's not a VTuber. If anything, he's a PNG tuber, because he used a PNG to represent himself for a long time. But no, I've called him a VTuber so many times when I try to talk about him. But to go back to your question, yes, I do often forget that I am technically also a YouTuber, that I do make content on YouTube, and therefore YouTuber I am. I forget on a regular basis. I think because I still feel so small compared to a lot of the... I was about to Guys, I was about to fucking say it again. I was like, because I'm so small compared to all the VTuber... God damn it. Because I'm small compared to all the YouTubers that I watch, it like I just forget that I am also a YouTuber, even though I use YouTube. Man. Because you're small, full stop. Shut up! I'm small. Stop! Man. You don't have height envy? No! I don't. I like being small, actually. Being small is fine. I mostly don't like it when people use it to mock me or demean me. But being small is fine, actually. I do not care that much. Stage 5 acceptance. being small is fine, actually. I don't care anymore. I didn't think Buno had brain rot so deep, but we're learning new things today. Oh, my brain rot is incomprehensible. You guys have only seen slight glimpses into the horrors. The horrors. You have never seen me at my most, brain rotted. Hope me calling you Little Oni is okay. I do it lovingly. Yeah, I understand. I do understand that it's like a affectionate thing. So for me, that doesn't really matter. It's more if someone does it with the intention of mocking me, like, oh yeah, Little Oni, what are you gonna do? Squeak at me, you little mouse? Like, that's the kind of thing I don't like. But if you're just like, oh, the cute little Oni is being cute on the stream again, I'll just be like, okay. I guess that's fine. It depends, though, because sometimes it does feel a little bit patronizing. Depends on the vibe. Very hard to reach stage 5 with it being on the top shelf and all. That's funny, but also... that's funny, but also... Ugh. Critical hit. Small endearingly. Yeah, that's fine. Do you think your brain rot is in the degenerate territory or just how normal you are about things you love? Oh, a little of column A, a little of column B. Obviously, there's just certain aspects that cannot be discussed on a stream. Well, like, it's a little bit of both. I think it's possible to be a little bit of joke. A little bit of both. Sorry, I read the word joke and I was about to say joke. Maybe I am, like, too tummy sick to function. I can't have conversations, apparently. Good lord. Okay, I'm fine. I will be fine. I'm trying to clear the fog of my brain that came about from the nausea. I'm just like... Wasn't expecting you to admit that. I mean, hey. I am a person. I am a half Oni. It is be how it is be. If you aren't okay being a little joke, don't VTube. I guess that's fair. Technically, VTubing, you are going to open yourself up to a ton of, very quite silly jokes. Silly jokes and also situations. It do be goofy. Like, for example, part of what I was dealing with when it came to, making Oni Mama's dinner earlier is I had to fight with a can opener for 20 minutes. I'm not good with can openers. It took me so long to open the can, and even then I only opened it a little bit. I didn't open it all the way. I opened it just enough to, like, shake out the stuff that was in the can into the pot. Can't opener! Shut up! Why is that so funny? That's so true. I can't opener. Stop. How did the can opener blight you? Okay, so we had an electric one. I have to say had because I may or may not have broke it. Smile. I may or may not have broke it. Because it's old, okay? It's an old... Stop! Don't ellipses me! I like your voice, thank you. Anyway, The can or the opener? The opener. I broke the opener. Look, okay, it's an old can opener. It's an old can opener, right? And it barely works to begin with. But I was trying to fix it and figure out how I was supposed to put it, like, on the can and, like, angle it right. And I messed it up. And I was like, oh, I guess I have to pull this back. And so I pulled, like, the lever that you're supposed to use to push down on the button that makes it go brrr. You're supposed to, like, press it down, like, after you, like, put it under the blade so that it goes brrr and it opens the can. But I pulled it back a little bit too far and it popped out of the socket and then it didn't go back in. So, it broke. Oopsies. So I then...
An offering. Thank you so much.
Justice for can opener, Sean. Thank you, Pira, for the $20. Thank you. But anyway, I broke it. Because I'm a bit dumb. And I don't use it, okay? Like, I don't make things that often that require a can opener, as in, like, barely ever. It's mostly Onimama who does, because she, like, eats a lot of canned food, or, like, canned goods. I can't do it. It's not for me. But she really insisted on having this particular meal, so I had to open it. So I had to order a delivery can opener, and I got a hand one. I got a hand crank. And it did work. I did open it a little bit, but it wasn't... I couldn't get it to, like, twist, like, around the whole, I guess, perimeter of the can. So I only was able to get, like, a small gap, and then it wouldn't open the rest of the way. And I kept trying to, like, clamp it down. I tried to switch, like, to the other side. I tried to do, like, everything that I thought I needed to do in order to do it. It didn't work. So I just had, like, there was, like, a single slit that the stuff could come through. Luckily, it was for, like, a sauce. I think it would have been really bad if it was for something that was, like, more food.
Thank you so much.
Game is on. Thank you for the $10. New electric can opener funds because Yuno broke the previous one. Stop. You're so mean to me. So, long story short, I still don't even really know how to use the hand crank, but it at least was enough for me to get what I needed out of the can. So, can I really complain? I guess not. I'm stupid. I don't know how to use a can opener. And Onimama tried to teach me, but she can't, like, be present while trying to teach me, so I have to, like, go down to the first floor, listen to her instructions, and then remember them when I go back up to the upper floor of the box. And the whole time I'm just like, I gotta remember how to do it, and by the time I get to the can opener, I'm just like... I don't know what to do. Your can opening skill is perfectly adequate. Thanks. Where do you want to go in Japan? Anywhere. Everywhere. I think I'm one of those people that maybe someday, as like a bucket list thing, I'd like to visit at least one area in every, like, what are they called? Precinct? No, not precinct. Every area of, like, prefecture. I want to visit every prefecture. I'm dumb. I want to do at least one thing in every prefecture of Japan at some point in my life, I think. I want to find out what every prefecture is known for. I don't know what the word for prefecture is in Japanese, but prefecture. I hope I am pronouncing it clearly. Twist the can opener, goes down, smash the can opener. That does sound like something I would do. I was literally just like, Oni smash. The knowledge in Yuno's brain only lasts one flight of stairs. Only with the can opener! I'm okay with most other things, okay? It's just, it's silly. Have you thought about making a list? You can pin places on Google Maps and organize them into little lists like vacation plans. Oh, that's cute. Maybe. I guess, like, the thing is, at least when it comes to the visiting every prefecture thing, I wouldn't know where specifically to go in every single prefecture. I have, like, vague ideas for some of them. But, like, the ones that I'm not as familiar with, I wouldn't know what to mark. I would just be like, I don't know, I want to go here. I'll figure out something. In Persona 5 Strikers, you get to do that, and it's awesome to see how different every place is. Want to do it myself one day in the future? Yeah, I just think it would be cool. Nice little, like, goal. Well, not, I guess not like a full-on actual goal, because I honestly don't know how feasible it would be for me to go to Japan a bunch. But if I had the opportunity to, I would want to, like, see a bunch of things. At least one thing in every prefecture someday. If I had, like, infinite money, that's what I would do. Infinite money. Sometimes I'll just go on Street View and drive around places. If I see something neat, I'll look it up and pin it if it seems cool. Oh, that's kind of smart. There was one time, Kaya and I were in a VC together, and, we did, like, a Google Street View walk around of Sanrio Land. Or, like, Puruland? Purulando? I don't remember what it was called, but, like, the Sanrio theme building thing. Sanrio Park thingy mabob. I don't remember what specifically it's called, but Sanrio Land, like, I think it's Puroland. Yeah, Puroland. We did, like, a Google Street View walkthrough of it, and we were, like, looking at all the Sanrio stuff that they had. They were older pictures, obviously, because Google Street View isn't always, like, current. But it was really cool to, like, see all the stuff that they had for sale. Because we both really like Sanrio. Kaya is a Hello Kitty stan, and I am a Pom Pom Pudding stan. So anytime we found stuff related to our respective favorites, we were like, oh my god! It's a Pom Pom Pudding chair! I want to sit in it! It was really cute. A lot of fun. Speaking of Sanrio, did you see the Hello Kitty x Yu-Gi-Oh crossover stuff? I did! It made me very tempted to order a Happy Meal the other day. I was like, I kind of want that. But also, did you guys see that McDonald's is also doing a, like, collector's glass thing? One of the glasses actually has Sanrio stuff on it. I got kind of excited. I was like, wait, can I specifically request that cup? Can I have that, please? I want that, please. Is it happening now? I got an advertisement for it on Twitter. One of the few times Twitter ads were actually catered to my interests. Let me see if I can find an article on it or something. Hold on. McDonald's Collector's... Yeah, it's called the Collector's Meal. So it comes with, like, these limited edition cups. At least the advertisement that I got talked about the cups. How fresh and rare to get an ad you care about? I know, right? While they're doing both at the same time, I guess they want to appeal to both the adults and the kids. Ah, good night, rest well. But yeah, I think they probably want to appeal to both the adults and the kids. But yeah, they were showing a bunch of cups with, like, these interesting designs. Wonder if I could find, like, a list with all of them. Yeah. So there's, like, a Sanrio one, there's a Shrek one, there's a Barbie one. There's a Coca-Cola themed one. There's, like, a more, like, old-fashioned McDonald's one. Grimace, Shrek, Hello Kitty, Barbie, Beanie Babies, and Snoopy. Is it Snoopy? If it's Snoopy, I might have to sacrifice my life savings to try and roll that gacha. Because also that means I need Hello Kitty and Snoopy. It's so over for me. Snoopy, it's over for your wallet. Didn't know you love Snoopy that much. When I went away to school, one of the going away gifts, well, actually it was part of a care package. The first care package that I ever got from Onimama while I was studying in school was an electric, like, plastic pumpkin light that was meant to be like a jack-o'-lantern. It was for Halloween. Onimama loves Halloween, for the record. But it was a Snoopy light. It was like a Snoopy plastic pumpkin that was meant to look like a jack-o'-lantern that you could, like, plug in and it would light up, and it had Snoopy's face on it. There was some other stuff in the care package, too, like things that were pretty expensive to buy for food, but I really, really like Snoopy stuff. Snoopy makes me very happy. He's just a silly guy. I really like the Peanuts cast. I had a couple, like, Snoopy-oriented books when I was growing up, too, that I was very fond of. Like, there's this really old Snoopy book that I have. I think it's in my storage box somewhere. But there was, like, this really old Snoopy book that I had. Like, I was in a bookstore, and they had, like, so many other more modern books, and I begged Onimama to get me this, like, really old, already falling apart, but I got it, and it started falling apart even more being in my possession type book, just because it had Snoopy on the cover. It was also like a Hanaki family tradition to watch the Charlie Brown specials during the holiday season. So, like, from October with the Great Pumpkin to Christmas, we were always watching the Charlie Brown specials. Well, we watched the other specials, like, throughout the rest of the season, too. Like the Easter Beagle. But it was just something we would go out of our way to do a lot. So, Peanuts enjoyer over here. That's me. Great Pumpkin and Christmas for sure. Yeah, those were must catches, but we also really liked Easter Beagle. That's because Easter Beagle was silly. I think my favorite bit was when Marcy's trying to make the eggs with Peppermint Patty. Why is she so bad at making these eggs? And all the ways she's trying to, like, eat them even though she's eating them improperly. I never forget the crunch when she, like, salts the top of the egg and then just eats it, like, shell and all. What is with this girl? I never watched any Peanuts, sadly. Well, another thing to add to the list of members' watch-alongs. We will watch The Great Pumpkin. Grips all over your shoulders simultaneously. We will watch The Great Pumpkin. Mandatory viewing. Bruno and the Great Pumpkin. Great Pumpkin is such a good watch. I love the Red Baron part. You are one of the few people who actually loved it. I know a lot of people tend to not like those segments. I still say I gotta rock when things don't go my way. You're literally me. Literally me too. I gotta rock. Those are the best parts. Most people I know didn't like them. I mean, granted, I am also guilty of just kind of, like, partially zoning out during those parts. But it's not that I don't like them. I feel like, I'm trying to figure out how to word it, but I guess the pacing goes on for a little bit too long for me. Like, there's that one segment where it takes up, like, a majority of the special. And, like, the specials are kind of short. So I do get that some people wouldn't be a big fan of these, like, silent portions taking up so much of the runtime when they want to see the kids being silly. But, like, I don't know. I don't hate it. I saw that they're making a second Polar Express. They're what? Like the Tom Hanks one? Like the one where Tom Hanks played, like, every adult character? Including Santa?
An offering. Thank you so much.
Huh? Wait. Are you pulling my leg right now? You better not... Huh? Why is the Polar Express 2 literally the second most searched thing? What? No, it actually is. What? Who? 20 years after the release of Robert Zemeckis' Christmas movie, The Polar Express, it's been confirmed that Polar Express 2 is now in development. The fuck you mean 20 years? 20 years? 2-0? What do you mean 2-0? What? Who? Also, they need to have a reprise of Hot Chocolate, otherwise this is not going to be a banger movie. That must be a typo. I'm having a crisis. The gray hair is fine. No! What do you mean 20 years? What do you mean? I'm studying English, but it is so hard. Yeah, I understand. Do your best. I think a lot of the kawaii girls speak pretty clear English, so hopefully watching streams will help out a little bit. I remember watching that movie in theaters. I think I also saw it in theaters. I don't remember. Ugh. That's terrifying. I'm turning to dust. Oh, I see the light. Also, I'm a big fan of the second song being Hotter Chocolate. Let's go. They got the same writer back. I have faith. So far, so good. The fact that it's the same writer, because I personally did really like Polar Express. I did not know they were going to make a second one. That's such a random sequel. What a random chance for a sequel. Anyways. Hopefully no Uncanny Valley in this one. I mean, 3D has made a lot of advancements. I wonder. I don't know if I'd enjoy the same movie if it wasn't Uncanny, though. I kind of liked the freakiness. I actually just rewatched it this past Christmas, so, like, it's still kind of fresh in my mind. Also, Shiro-kun, thank you for the $20. Peanuts Enjoyer noted. A great pumpkin watch-along sounds nice. Hell yeah. We're gonna watch so many Peanut specials, you guys are gonna be sick of them. Can we watch it during the holidays? Yeah! Absolutely. Have you seen the T-pose elf in the original? Have I seen the T-pose elf? Of course I have. The Polar Cinematic... The Peanut Cinematic Universe is what you meant. Yeah. Well, you're also talking about Polar Express. My brain confused them. But yeah, the PCU. Twisters was a sequel to a 28-year-old movie, which I watched at a drive-in. Oh, no. Have you seen the meme edit of the drift train part? I think I have. I've seen a couple meme edits from that movie. Yeah, the video game. I watched a streamer play it, or like I watched highlights from when they played it too. The highlights are what I remember most. The part with the with the Scrooge guy. No. That's his death sound, I think, which is very, very funny. Or maybe it's just his hit sound. Over here, no! I never played it, but that sound lives in my head rent-free after watching those streams. For real, for real. Sounded like Mario for a second? It's more guttural. Let me see if I can find it, actually. I would not be surprised if someone had the sound isolated on YouTube somewhere. Game? Let me see if I can find... Maybe if I have to search Scrooge. It's during, like, the soccer match segment, I think. No! It's so funny. Wait, hopefully this comes through okay. Thinking back to Tales of Symphonia. No! It made a gigantic clonk noise. The era of, like, pointless shovelware games. To be honest, though, I love shovelware. Give me the silly video game tie-ins that make no sense with the actual base material. Like, why is this a game? Why is the Polar Express a game? Literally, it doesn't make sense. Those games weren't pointless. No, they had a point in that they were fun, and I loved them. But, like, in terms of, like, the actual franchise, why is it a game? That's more so what I meant. Oh, my tummy. It did not like that particular laugh. Okay, water sip time. Shovelware is great for entertainment, but boy, do I not miss it. I mean, I think they still sometimes make it. But I feel like most companies are a bit better about actually making sure that their games are decent games. You know? It sometimes surprises me what things get games, but I feel like they're better about making them, like, tolerable to play. The thing about a shovelware is that it's, like, virtually pointless within the context of the source material, and then also it's just a lot of, like, silly mini games usually. One of my favorites was Rugrats Go Party, or like I Gotta Go Party, I think is what it was called. You know how it is with Rugrats games. But that's a perfect example of shovelware because it's literally just like a bunch of mini games. And yet it is so fun to play. The mini games are so silly, but I love them. I used to be an expert button masher when it came to some of those games. That was one of the games I replayed actually when I found my old DS and it had the ability to play my Game Boy Advance games. That was one of the games that I replayed. Rugrats are the reason I say I've got responsibilities. Oh my gosh, that's from the movie, right? The first one where they introduced Dill. I was actually just showing my my best friend never saw those movies, so I was showing them the first Rugrats movie, and then we also watched Rugrats in Paris. Such good movies. Oh my god, they're so good. Honestly, Rugrats is such a smart show. I had that observation when I was watching the movies, but I was just like, man, this show was very, very clever. Was that the Rugrats game that was like Mario Party? I think so. Like I said, it was just a bunch of mini games. There was like a hide and seek mechanic where, or like the story mode was like a hide and seek mechanic where you would go and find all of the characters, and finding the characters in each room would unlock a certain mini game. It's like, oh, you found me. Now you have to play my game. It was very silly. Did you ever see the Rugrats Go Wild? I had it on DVD, I believe, but I never really watched the Wild Thornberrys, so I really only got the movie for the Rugrats portion. But Rugrats Go Wild felt more so like a Wild Thornberrys special. I felt like the Rugrats were just kind of supplemental. That wasn't one that I rewatched, though, when I was showing the movies to my friend, because my friend also never saw Wild Thornberrys. Both of us were just kind of like, eh. Rugrats in Paris is the first time I recall crying during a movie. The plane scene. Ugh, that plane scene, man. That song. The most emo-crafted song on the planet. I literally have a mom. And I was still sitting there like, I want a mom too. That's how you know the scene is good. Crazy. We all felt like that. I mean, as you should. But no, that movie is so good. I think it's still my favorite, although ironically when I was rewatching movies with my friend, I sobbed the most during the first Rugrats movie, where they introduced Dill. Which was also a weird sensation, because I was like, I don't even have a sibling, but like this dynamic of like Tommy getting used to having a baby sibling and not really being the center of attention anymore is like really getting me in the emotions. Also, his friends trying to dump him because they think the little brother is annoying is kind of messed up. But see, when Tommy is singing to Dill, he does it a couple times. There's like a part where he's like just really sad and tired and he's singing the song, but then there's also a part where he does like genuinely try to sing it to comfort Dill, and that one made me freaking explode, dude. Crying and snotty and everything. I was just like, ugh. Also, I was watching it with closed captions, right? Because when I watch movies, I tend to leave the closed captions on. Sometimes my brain just doesn't catch lines unless I have CCs available. And I discovered that the reason Dill is, like, clinging to Tommy in that moment, like, when it's raining and he's, like, scared because of the thunder, he's going, like, to, 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 to. And, like, I didn't realize it at first, but it's because that's him trying to say Tommy. And I was like, why do I have to discover this today, current year? Why do I have to feel this emotion today, current year? Ugh. Yeah, he's going like tut tut tut, like he's trying to say Tommy's name. I died! What the hell? It made me so sad. Ugh! They're so cute. Guys, the more I talk about nostalgic media, the more I just want to come up with watch-alongs. That makes that scene even better. Yeah, he's trying to call out to Tommy. That's why Tommy, like, softens up on him. Because he kind of realizes that, too. I'm fine, actually. I'm not gonna cry about it. I feel more emotional from those old children's movies than I do with current movies. For me, it depends on the movie. I do admit I haven't watched a recent movie that's made me cry in a while. But most of the time I've been going out of my way to watch movies these days has been to rewatch old movies. Nickelodeon shows used to be good back then. Yeah. Or that good, I should say, yeah. No, I agree. Some of those, like, classic era shows were really, really good. And then they had, like, the really good movies to tie in. Because I guess, like, part of getting the movie was not just for the sake of, like, oh, feature-length theater film. But, like, you really got that experience of, like, this is a movie. It wasn't just, like, the same... It's hard to explain this, but, like, yeah, obviously bigger budget means, like, slightly better looking animation, but there's something that felt more like a movie watching movies back then that tied in with shows. Versus now with, like, movie tie-ins, it feels like they're just, like, longer episodes, which isn't inherently bad, I guess, but the vibe's different, you know? Also, most movie tie-in or most show tie-in movies do not make it to the big screen anymore, which I guess could be part of it. It's very rare to see an animated movie that's like a tie-in to a TV show in theaters anymore, from what I've seen, to be honest. I think the last movie that hit me emotionally was Coco. Oh man, yeah, I was emotional with Coco. I think I was emotional with, oh my god, what's the movie even called? Encanto. I liked Encanto a lot too. That one made me cry. I don't think as much as I cried during Coco. Coco I cried a lot more. Encanto I didn't really cry until the Mariposa song. That was the thing that got me. But I think Coco got me in multiple parts a little bit more. Last time I got hit by feels in a theater was the live-action Winnie the Pooh movie. That one scene. Oh man, I haven't seen that movie in a while. I didn't watch it in theaters though. I watched it on Disney Plus. so that I could finally experience it. But it was a really good movie. I really liked it. I'm late to the nostalgia conversation. Was the Wild Thornberrys touched? I talked about it a little bit in terms of, like, Rugrats Go Wild. Because that was, like, the crossover. But I didn't really watch a lot of the Wild Thornberrys, to be honest. That was never really a show that I touched very much. I remember getting a bunch of commercials for the Wild Thornberrys movie, though, and I think I did watch the movie just because it was being shoved to me in advertisements so much. But I did watch the movie. The movie's pretty okay. We don't talk about you, no, 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 no. Yeah, I understand. Which hit harder, the Dos Oruguitas from Encanto or the acoustic Remember Me in Coco? Definitely Remember Me. I think Remember Me effed me up. I mean, I really liked the visuals of Dos Oruguitas, though. More so than the visuals in Remember Me, but that's because Remember Me, the acoustic Remember Me didn't really need that many visuals. The impact was more so just, like, in the song itself and, like, the reason it was being played in that moment. But one of the things that made me cry the most about Dos Oruguitas was the visuals, personally. Seeing all the butterflies around was very... It made me feel soft at the very least. Coco also hit hard for me because a very similar situation happened around that time, so I was deep in the emo. Ah, yeah. I can see that. I can see that being a big reason why that would affect more. I have not been in that kind of situation yet, which is something that I am quite grateful for. But, like, I think, if I had and I had watched Coco, it probably would have affected me even more deeply. But I still, like, really felt, like, the emotions in that particular moment, though. Especially because of, like, just everything that was at stake in that scene. Because I was really invested in the characters. I admit, I didn't really get super invested in Encanto's characters, which is probably why I only cried during the, like, visuals of, like, the backstory, you know? Like, finally, a reason for why this is happening. The characters were okay, but I never felt particularly invested in them. A lot of them were very surface level. In Kanto, there never felt like true danger. I kind of get what you mean. It felt like the danger also was quite surface level. I think they were always on the verge of something, but then they would, like, pull it back to make it a little bit, like, safer. More palatable for the kids. But I guess that's what happens when the whole, like, stake of your movie is based on, like, something that is not physical. It's being represented physically, but the thing that has to be prepared is a non-physical aspect. And so I think that does make it quite difficult to make the characters feel a sense of danger. Such is the curse of internal conflict. The scene caught me so off guard I couldn't hold the tears. No, the minute she joins in, it was so over for me, dude. I was just like, alright, time to unleash every pent-up emotion I have had for the past several years, I guess, in this one cry session. I don't remember when I first watched Coco, but, like, I remember how hard I cried. That was another one I didn't watch until it hit a streaming service. That was back before... I think it was before Disney Plus, though, because I remember I watched it on Netflix. Remember when Netflix had Disney movies? Crazy. Wild. Just like, okay, I guess I pay a wish. Yeah, literally, though. Perish by drowning via my own tears. Only watched it because my nephew was watching. Understandable. I saw Coco in theaters, and boy, I was a grown man just sobbing. Yeah. I mean, good that you can let the emotions out in public. Mm-mm-mm. I haven't gone to a theater in a very long time. I think I've mentioned this before, though. I don't remember what the last thing I saw in theaters was. Wait. Wait, yes, I do. Detective Pikachu, I think. Yeah, Detective Pikachu. Before that, the last thing I had watched was A Star is Born. That's the movie that Lady Gaga was in. I'm off the deep end, watches are diving. That was a good movie too. I liked that. It's been a minute for you, yes. I don't really have a reason to go to theaters. I'm not the kind of person that really cares about like, oh, I don't want to go to a movie theater by myself. Like, I would love to go to a movie theater by myself. I just don't really have the inclination to. I don't really pay attention to movies coming out. So I haven't really had an urge, you know? And now it's just been several years. We used to go a lot. Onimama and I used to love going to the movie theater. I feel like we were going like once a month at one point. Because we just wanted to find an excuse to go watch. And there was a theater in Onigashima that always had like a, I think it was $5 movie Mondays. So if we went to go see a movie on a Monday, it would always be $5, which was awesome. I don't know if that theater is still around or if it still has that deal anymore. But I loved that. I hardly ever watch movies, theaters or not. I find that I'm kind of like that too. I feel like my ability to watch things is kind of ruined by like streaming services just having everything available, I guess. The curse of the binge watcher. I miss my hometown dollar theater. Yeah. Movie theaters are so expensive anymore. Like, the movie theater industry is kind of, like, made obsolete by all these streaming services releasing movies at the same time as the theater release. But also, like, theaters are just so expensive. They up the price on everything. And obviously it's worth it, but it's also just, like, so expensive. Subway Surfers on the side? No. I was literally watching a show, like, last night? Yes. I was watching a show last night, and I had Overwatch on my main monitor. I was playing Overwatch, and I was watching a show. Help me! I don't want to live this life. I want to be free from the shackles. Get me out of here. Please. I don't like it. This is an intervention, please. I need it. Tell me to stop playing. I am begging you. Give me any excuse. I will willingly take it. I need to not play. Help. I don't want to be a gamer. I especially don't want to be an Overwatch gamer. Terminal Zoomeritis. God bless you, beyond the help of man. No! I can definitely watch things without, like, playing something. Specifically, I do that with anime. Like, anime, I always lock the fuck in with my anime. I will spend my day just watching anime. Like, Wednesday is my anime watch day, and I lock in for, like, 3 hours and I watch all of my new episodes. And I don't do anything else. That is what I do, like, immediately after stream. I lock in and I watch anime. That is my me time. But no, at least with the show that I was watching last night, I was playing Overwatch on the side. It's fine. I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of secondary simulation, but, like, I can focus. I was paying attention to the show. And I did eventually stop playing Overwatch to watch, like, a couple of the episodes because I was getting locked in on the plot. I was like, okay, I feel like this plot requires a bit more attention, so I stopped playing so I could watch. What show was it? The Legends of Vox Machina. I haven't actually watched it yet. So I started it last night. I think I stopped around episode 9. Episode 9? I think. Yeah. So that's what I was watching. During some of the initial parts, I felt like it was moving kind of slow, so that's why I was playing Overwatch. But yeah. Once the plot started picking up, I was like, okay, I'm watching now. I knew like a little bit about well, I mean, obviously I am a Critical Role fan. When it came to the Vox Machina campaign though, I joined kind of late. Like I remember I first watched the recap episode that they did after the Briarwood arc. And then I watched a couple of episodes after that. But the problem with Critical Role, I find, is that the episodes are very, 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 very long. And the minute you start falling behind, it becomes practically impossible to catch up. Because it's like, it's just so much time to invest. I haven't really kept... I watched a little bit of Campaign 2, because I was like, oh, it's a new campaign, I can start from the beginning. But then the same thing happened. I ran out of time, I fell behind on episodes, it was over for me. And then, Campaign 3, I've only watched, like, highlights of. I haven't really watched all of them. Although I will say, I watched all of, Exandria. And I watched, like, a lot of their smaller, campaigns, more so than I watched the big one, the main one. I watch the smaller stuff more often. But no, I do really like Legends of Vox Machina. They have abridged episodes of Campaign 3 now? Really? Interesting. That's kind of fascinating. I didn't know that they were releasing abridged episodes like that. You get a backlog on something you're watching and suddenly the leisure activity feels like work. Literally, that was how it was for Crit Role. Like, I love it, don't get me wrong. But it was just so hard to get through the backlog. The episodes take so long, and like, sometimes I can work while I'm listening to things in the background, but other times I really can't. Depending on the work that I'm doing, it's really hard to listen to stuff. I've been watching Makaine lately. It's interesting seeing how things are on the loser side. Makaine. Is that an anime? I feel like I recognize that abbreviation. Makaine. Too many losing heroines. Right, this one. I was kind of curious about the premise for this. A fluid-loving childhood friend type of heroine, an energetic jock type of heroine, a shy small animal type of heroine. Slightly questionable losing heroines. Interesting. They look cute. I like the art style a lot. Fascinating. Trying to make my way through Campaign 1 right now? Oh. I wish you the best of luck. It's definitely worth the time investment. Really beautiful animation-wise, oddly well-animated, bit of ecchi. Okay, okay. I might consider... I already have a lot of anime in my rotation this season, though, so that might have to be one I wait to watch at a later time. Like I said, when I watch all of my episodes of anime on Wednesday mornings, it takes me 3 hours to get through all the series that I'm currently watching, so, like, I don't know if I can put in another one. It'll take so much time. I suffer. I watched through Campaign 2 by listening while working. I couldn't get into Campaign 1 because of it being mid-campaign when they started streaming and the general poor audio quality. You know what? That's fair. That's why I said I started watching Campaign 1 after they released that, like, abridged, like, summary of, like, the things that led them to that point. And then I started watching a couple episodes after that. I felt like that was a really good entry point for me because I understood all the story. And then I was able to go into like the next episode and like have an understanding of what was going on a little bit better. I liked that aspect of it, personally. Well, now they do all this stuff where like the party splits up more often, which is not really a vibe. And I get that's because they have more of a rotating cast to like account for people who can't be available and stuff like that. But I've noticed with Campaign 3 there are so many times where like the main cast aren't the ones that are there, and then they constantly have people rotating in and out and stuff, and like that's cool. I think it's nice that they get to add in a bunch of like other PCs and stuff, but I feel like my brain would lose track of everybody's names. Too many characters. Too many cooks in the kitchen. But still fun. As long as they are enjoying themselves, I feel that that is what is important. Because ultimately, the series is still for them, even if they're also still choosing to like broadcast / serialize / monetize it. They do what they gotta do. Also, I think them switching to a pre-recorded format instead of a stream is probably better for them too, because from what I heard, back in the days where it was still being streamed, the audience could be so insufferable with like backseating. So I totally get it. I love the story, but I couldn't get the names of many side PCs. Yeah. Also, I loved Dorian because I really liked the Exandria campaign. EXU, I believe is what it was called. Or like whatever that one was. The one where Abria was the DM. I really liked that side series. I enjoyed it. It was also nice to see Matt as a player. But I really like Dorian. So that aspect of it made me very, very happy. I liked that he was being included in the third campaign. So when he left, I was depressed. I was like, no, bring him back. No, please bring him back. That was kind of when I first realized that there was going to be like not permanent rotating, but like I realized that they were going to be rotating casts like more frequently than I would have personally liked. I was just like, man. Plus, Robbie fits in so well with their dynamic. Like his chemistry with the rest of the group was always so good. They were so funny together. Robbie has so much charisma. Similar to Sam, actual Bard IRL personality, for real, for real. But also, I'm a Sam Riegel stan, so like, the two of them, I'm just like, yes. Yes. More interactions between these two, please. Speaking of Sam, I'm glad that he recovered okay. My boy. Man. When I saw that video, I was like, oh no. What happened to him? He developed a... I apologize if I get this wrong, but I think it was tonsil cancer? But it was like a cancer in the throat that made it so that he had to stop performing for a while. And he had to focus on recovery and like rehabilitation and stuff. In the video he posted, he said that he had to like relearn how to talk. And like he's been relearning how to like swallow and things like that because of like recovering from the like big thing in the throat. He is okay. I believe he is still cancer free. But he said that it developed because he didn't like take care of a particular what was it called? It was because of prep, wasn't it? I think. I don't remember. Anyway. But yeah, so because he didn't take care of that particular aspect of a certain thing, that's what led to him developing the cancer, because it like appears in like those in that specific way in men. So yeah, it was very rough for him. He developed it as a consequence, but he is recovering now slowly. I don't know if he started going back to like the actual campaign proper yet, but I saw the video and I like I was so emo. Cause like one of my I don't want to call it a goal, but one of my like desires is to get a chance to like, this is gonna sound really cheesy, sorry, Yuno Hanaki is about to talk about Tails again, but I want to be able to talk to him about how much him voicing Flynn and Jude means to me, because man, those are very pivotal characters, and that was back before you could play with the Japanese voices. So, it was a very... his portrayal of those two characters was very formative as to why I liked them. And I've always kind of wanted to have an opportunity to, like, meet/talk to him and really thank him for that, because, you know, like... if it wasn't for my adoration of Tails, I wouldn't be sitting here, literally. I think I've said this story before, but one of the main reasons I decided to even get into, like, being on the internet was because I was playing Tales of the Abyss, and we were voice acting the characters during parts that were not, voice acted. And everybody, totally believed me when I portrayed... Okay, I was voice acting Annis, right? And there was a part where she was crying, and I was able to, like, instantly do, like, the emotional read of, like, the crying, and they thought that I was crying for real. And that was when everybody was like, you should get into voice acting. You're, like, really, really good. We didn't even realize that that was you acting. They thought that I had cried in real life. So... that was around the time I started thinking about, like, pursuing voice acting, and I found, like, so many, like, online communities about that, and that was how I became, an online internet gremlin. But that was what sparked my love of voice acting. It was a Tales game, and then, like, playing more Tales games, listening to how, like, emotionally intense the voice acting was, finding out just how much, like, work and passion has to go into dubbing a video game, especially, like, a JRPG, which has a ton of lines. I was just like, wow, I really admire these people for being able to do that. I wish that could be me. And Sam was, like, a big part of that. The fellow's name? Sam Regal. If you're thinking about what I think you're thinking about, I do not believe he has a cameo. I do not believe he has a cameo. I tried to look it up, I think, and I didn't see him. There was a time when I discovered cameo was a thing, I was like, oh, maybe? And I tried to look him up, and I don't think he was there. You don't know anything? Yeah, you might just be trying to find his business email, right? Chih. Chih. Didn't know he'd come down with throat cancer? Yeah, that's why he had to step away from the Critical Role campaign for a while. Honestly, all your script reading and other videos really shows how good you are at voice acting. It's because I had role models like Sam and lots of other, like, really good voice actors that I really like. If he did, though, it would be so over for me. I would need that carnally. Buno acting like she knows us. The car in front of me license plate says Ohana. Is that you? It's the Ohana car. So true. But no, that's also probably just a Lilo and Stitch fan. Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind. Or for Gordon. Yeah. What's a cameo even? So true. What even is a cameo? A cameo is when a character, actor, or something similar makes an appearance in a media where they wouldn't normally be involved, and it is treated like a surprise guest appearance. What do you think of live-action Stitch? Terrible. Terrible idea. Horrible concept. Love Lilo and Stitch. Should stay animated, though. Original Lilo and Stitch, love. Live action? No. The same as every live action remake. See, the thing is, it's live action, but Stitch will still have to be CGI. You can't call it live action unless you're telling me that you cast a real alien to play Stitch. This is not live action anymore. I had the same fucking argument when it came to The Lion King live action. That was CGI. What do you mean? That's not live action. That's just a CG animated remake. That's not live action. Why do you call it this? Just because it's more realistic doesn't mean it's live action. Those aren't real lions. Makes you so mad, but like particularly with Stitch, because Stitch is literally an alien creature. You cannot call it a live action. That is wrong. That is incorrect. The fact they are making another live action Lion King movie, and isn't it like a fucking prequel or whatever with Mufasa? No offense, bro, but Mufasa dies in the main movie. Who cares? Spoilers for Lion King, I guess, but Mufasa fucking dies. Why do we need to know his backstory? No one cares. Especially not me. The frick. What the fuck? Spoilers. Mufasa, what? Yeah. No friends of teacher. Wait, I was just watching that movie right now. Literally, how could you do this to me? Sorry, bro. That movie came out in the 90s. It's been long enough. I can't believe you've done this. But no, like, actually, though. Why is it considered a live action? That's so silly. Hope you're feeling much better. It comes and goes. Like, right now, I'm a little bit okay, but sometimes, depending on how I laugh, or how animated I get, it does make the tummy do another hurgle. Right now, I'm okay, though. I think I will be alright. Maybe. Mod centered to the dimension that requires her to use a can opener. No! Don't do that to me! No! That's the thing. Mods, put her in a can. Mods, make her can it, literally. Stupid. What about Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Okay, but that movie is like Who Framed Robber Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and also like Space Jam and stuff. They are very openly like, this is a live action movie, but also the animated characters are animated. Like, I feel like that has a very specific vibe to it that I think is different from what the Lion King live action tries to do. Because, like, the majority of the appeal is the fact that it has these animated characters, you know? Although, you know, the latest Space Jam, what would you consider it Space Jam 2? I don't know if you would. But, like, the new Space Jam, when they had that moment where the characters, like, turned quote-unquote real and they went from 2D to 3D, I hated that. I guess it didn't look that bad in 3D, but I was just like, that's not real. That's just 3D. That's not the same thing. You know, it drives me up the wall. I can't... I understand what they're trying to do with it, but I'm just like, it's not the same thing. If you wanted to imply that they were becoming real, you should have gotten an actual rabbit. You should have cast a real pig. You should have found a Tasmanian devil and made him go blah, 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 blah. Animals can be trained. Can they be trained to talk? I mean, not really, but like you can train them to do or whatever. Man. So like the Buddies movies where they make the mouth move? Yeah, basically. I feel like that would have been more true to form to making it like live action. Because at least then it's real animals. Instead of this like, oh, they're real, but it's 3D. They weren't committed to the bit. Buno is committed to the bit. They should watch you and take notes. I'm always committed to the bit. I am ride or die for my bits, to be honest. Just dub over the real animals. Exactly, and then put the lip sync over, so it's like meh, 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 but it's the animal talking. Why can't they cast a coyote who can paint realistic tunnels on walls? Give coyotes more jobs. Coyote artists need funding. Can we get that sound again? No. You roasted us for running into the end zone. Well, you see, the bits that you guys choose to run to the end zone are not always funny. My bits are always funny, because I'm the streamer and I'm in charge. I like how Chip and Dale movie dealt with the 3D thing. I agree. I think that they dealt with it in a way that was kind of funny. Like, implying that it was like a plastic surgery type deal. Both the Yuno soundbite folder. I am not giving you a sound of Tasmanian Devil Yuno Hanaki. I'm not doing that. When I run to the end zone, when my enemies run to the end zone. Hey, you just described sports. I think that's actually how you play football. I think that's how football works, to be honest. That movie was alright. I agree, it was alright. It had bits that were funny, but I think it might have overall relied too much on cameos and references. Because, like, the fact that Ugly Sonic had such a pivotal role in that movie was so bizarre to me. I was just like, how did Disney get the rights to do any of this? That was pretty crazy to me. It was just a little too cynical. Yeah, too cynical. I think it relied too much on the references and, like, the different character cameos that they got, because they were trying to do another one of those, like, they tried to get the magic, I guess, of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but they didn't do it well. I watched it drunk with friends and Ugly Sonic killed me. Ugly Sonic was crazy, if you ask me. Ugly Sonic was pivotal in humanity's history, and he was also pivotal to the plot of the Chip and Dale movie, which is crazy. Why is one of the pivotal characters Ugly Sonic? Why? What do you mean? Also, it was criminal that they didn't get the, like, voice actor for this, for the modern movie Sonic to play Ugly Sonic. I thought that would have been funny. But they got someone else, I think. Anyway, Goofy. I felt like the whole time I was watching it, they were saying that old stuff was so bad and dumb, right, guys? I think it was, like... It did talk a lot about, like, the blindness of nostalgia and, like, what happens when, like, old media is forgotten versus, like, when an old media tries to keep up with the times by modernizing. I think it went both ways. They kind of tried to pull a... I don't know if calling it a South Park is the right move, but, like, they tried to punch both sides, and I think that that was, like, really to its detriment. Ugly Sonic and Chip and Dale. The Chip and Dale movie, like, the one that released in, like, 2022? 2023? I don't remember when it released, sorry. The movie that released then had Ugly Sonic as, like, a major character, and Ugly Sonic actually ended up being kind of pivotal and, like, one of the plot points, which was crazy to me. But they got the rights to show Ugly Sonic, yes. Specifically that version of Sonic from the new Sonic movies. The movie was literally what they were saying was bad. Exactly. it was like to their detriment. Like they tried to punch both sides, and it didn't really work out for them. But it'd be like that. This is my first time hearing this movie existed. For me, it got advertised quite a bit. And at first I was interested in watching it because I liked the casting for Chip and Dale. I think the fact that it was Andy Samberg and John Mulaney made it really, really funny. Their deliveries, I think, were pretty decent. I don't know. When I actually watched the movie, I felt like they were a little bit too flat. But they also were working with such interesting material that I can't say I blame them. I don't know. It definitely could have been a better movie, though. I think after I watched it with a friend, I was just like, I think that movie is only like a 6 out of 10 for me, and that's only if I'm, like, generous. Only if I were to be generous about it. We had to have Ugly Sonic to have Keanu Reeves' shadow. You're so right. Also, Idris Elba Knuckles is still crazy to me. What wild casting. What a world we live in. What a time to be alive. I still need to watch those movies, though. That's why you drink. You're so right. You're so right. I still don't understand how we got the voices we did for the Sonic films. They must have had really nice offers, or like, you know. Maybe they just really wanted to be part of a movie that's funny, silly. Funny, silly, goofy. Sonic fans may not get a decent game, but they've got banger movies. Man, don't remind me. Being a Sonic fan can be suffering sometimes. Most of the time. I miss GameCube era Sonic. I miss him. Those games were okay. You haven't watched them? Add those to the list. They've been on the list for a while. I just haven't had time. My priorities are always so all over the place. And it goes back to the whole I don't usually watch movies. Could be worse. You could be a Crash Bandicoot fan. Oof. I mean, that's fair. I did actually think about playing the Crash Bandicoot games. Was that one of the things that I bought during the Steam sale? I feel like it was. It was on a pretty good discount then. But, like, I bought the... I think I bought the Trilogy pack? I don't remember. At the very least, I don't have it installed right now. You got Spyro, I think? I think I did also get Spyro. If only somebody with the name of Yuno Hanaki could make a Sonic watch-along. That's so crazy. Who would ever do that? Yuno Hanaki. Wow. You really think she would watch Sonic? I don't know. I don't think she's a big fan. But no, I have been meaning to. There's so many things that I want to be able to watch with you guys, though, and I don't want us to have an entire month dedicated to watch-alongs. There'd be so many things to watch. So much to consume. So little time. And why not? Because that's repetitive. Repetitive. I don't want to be too repetitive with my members' content, you know? I want to offer you guys multiple kinds of things because not everyone likes the same kind of thing for members' content. One watch long a month? Maybe. I guess that means you've already burned ours for August, but that's also fine. Did you know our souls are connected through Sonic? Did you know our souls are connected through the rings in the Sonic games? So true. 100 rings and you unlock one watch along. Thank you for the variety, of course. I try to keep it slightly I was about to say spicy, but that's not quite what I mean. I just try to change it up because I don't want to offer the same thing every week. Because I do it weekly, I wouldn't want to be like, hey guys, here's what we're watching this week. Here's what we're watching next week. Like, at that point, I might as well just become a film review channel. Did you have a crush on Eggman like she? No. I think I was asked this before. I did not have a crush on Eggman. I didn't have a crush on any of the Sonic characters. None of them were my type. None. Zero. Nada. I tend to be more attracted to human characters. I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever had a character... Well, not character. I don't think I ever had a crush on an anthropomorphic character. I don't think. At the very least, not in Sonic. You mean we are connected by the Sonic and the Secret Rings? Bad game, but also good game, but also bad game, but also good game. I got stuck in that game so hard because the motion controls were such a pain in the ass. Hated it. Do not compare me to Sonic and Sonic 06. That's messed up. That's crazy. The art in the game was so good. Yeah! Also, Sonic and the Black Knight. I really liked that one, too. I really liked the art there. The art and the characters acting like the Knights of the Round Table was pretty funny as somebody who likes medieval stuff. Good games. Horrible games for controls. But, you know. Sonic and the Black Knight is worth it for that one song alone. So true. Night of the Wind goes hard. Night of the Wind is worth the purchase of the video game. So good. Eddie K, if I've heard that song, it is called Night of the Wind. I think by Crush 40. I think. You should look it up. It's a banger. I feel that has been the discourse for Sonic games for the last 20 years. Game bad, but play it for the songs. Man. Well, I still wanted to play the new game. Frontiers? Sonic Frontiers? I wanted to play that still. I've heard, like, relatively good things about it, at least back when it first released. I don't know if that sentiment has carried over since then. But, like, I heard when it first released, a lot of Sonic fans were like, this is actually pretty good. I recently listened to the acoustic official version of Night of the Wind, and it is flat out beautiful. There's an acoustic version? That sounds sick. I should listen to that, too. Frontiers is pretty cool. I wanted to play it. Never got around to it, though. These albums are great. They have free games in them. Wow, it's like a cinematic album. They have, like, these in-game cutscenes that are basically, like, music videos. That's so crazy. Sometimes I have to press a button, but, like, for the most part, I'm just watching a movie. 1OK Rock did Vandalize, and that song is goated. Don't say the truth about Sonic games. It's okay, it's okay. I'm nostalgic towards Sonic because it was Sonic games and Pokemon games that I played the most on my GameCube. I think also I had a period of time where I played them on my Game Boy Advance. Or, well, Sonic on my Game Boy Advance. But then Sonic mostly became a GameCube. And then later a Wii game experience for me. I like Sonic. Sonic is pretty okay. But it's mostly the nostalgia goggles. Like, I'm sure if I go back to any of those older games, I'd be like, maybe this was not as good as I thought it was. But Pokemon definitely won out in terms of, like, the obsession pile. I do more things for Pokemon than I would do for Sonic. Legend of Zelda makes me the most nostalgic. Link's Awakening was one of the first Game Boy games I played. Played that, we're back in Metroid 2, I think. Interesting. Are you played the GameCube era Sonic games recently, and other than Heroes, they actually are so good? No! I loved Heroes! How could you say that to me? No, I understand. I feel like if I went back and I tried to play with the Heroes mechanic now, I'd be like, nasty. But no, I really liked Heroes. That's crazy. No Heroes slander in this house, parentheses, you are right. The intro song stays in my head rent-free. Sonic Heroes, Sonic Heroes. So true. Stays in my head too. I never beat it. I should say, a lot of these games that I'm talking about having nostalgia for, I never beat them. I think in terms of Heroes, I only ever beat Team Rose. But that's because they are baby, easy baby, beginner, tiny baby story mode. Easy to beat. Was Heroes the one where Omega asked Shadow to insert the correct CD? I don't think so. I don't remember that from Team Dark's story at all. Heroes is cool because it has tons of long force combat sections, and if you press the attack button wrong, you fling yourself off the stage and die instantly. So true. I do remember that that game had a lot of, like, borderless sections where they expected you to fight, but you could constantly get pushed off. It really was messed up. Did y'all beat games when young? I know I didn't. No, I never beat games. Notoriously bad at beating games. Would never be able to do it. Goofy and crazy. I beat Heroes on the hardest challenge mode. I am still not the same. Wow, a hardcore gamer over here. I love that for you. I think a lot of people will understand what I mean when I say that Sonic Heroes is like almost a good video game. No, I agree. I think it's almost. Like, it's close. It has the right idea. It has the passion. But no, I was notoriously bad at beating games when I was a kid. I think... But, like, I didn't even really beat Pokemon games for the most part. There were so many Pokemon games where I would, like, stop and start over. I was like... I had no attachment to my Pokemon back then. I would just be like, oh, I'm stuck, time to start over. Or like, oh, I didn't play for 2 weeks and I forgot what I'm supposed to be doing, time to start over. I think nowadays I get more attached to my Pokemon. But that's just like, I don't know. You need to play a Nuzlocke then? I honestly would love to play a Nuzlocke. I was thinking about doing a Nuzlocke for Pokemon Za. Whenever we find out more information about it. When am I getting my next Pokemon? Pokemon Presents. When is it coming, please? I would like to do a live reaction again. And if possible, it'd be kind of fun to do it again with Kaya and Isla-sama. We kind of forced Isla-sama last time. Did we ever explain the full context for that? This was forever ago. We might not have. But, Isla-sama came into the VC to, like, say hi and, like, tease us for the most part, but then we were like, we're gonna watch Pokemon Presents, do you want to stay? And she was like, and we were like, please, senpai? And she was like, okay, I guess. We even made her bring out her model and everything so that she could be on stream properly. That's what you get. Play silly games trying to tease your kohai, you win the prize of having to spend extra time with your kohai. Use the senpai card. We did, yeah. Well, you know, she likes me a little bit, so she was willing to listen for me. I don't know if she would have necessarily listened to Kaya. Do not dip your toes in the Hanamizuki pond, they will pull you into it. This is true. You take one step inside and you're just like, oh, the water's not that bad, and then suddenly you feel something grab your ankle and pull you deep into the water. Unfortunately, you will not be able to escape. Omae wa mou shindeiru. Nani? Literally. R.I.P. Isla-sama. Cannot escape. If she happens to be free during that time, I will definitely see if she would be interested. But I don't know when the next Pokemon Presents is gonna be. I would assume it's gotta be, like, soon-ish. Have you watched some of the Worlds tournaments last week? I wanted to, but I was busy. I do think it's cool that they let you stream your, like, watch-alongs of it. Like, they let you, stream it as, like, a watch-along thing. I thought about watching some of the Unite matches. I was like, I wonder if I should watch competitive Unite and see if I would be remotely similar to being that sweaty. But I didn't even get around to doing that much. I was blown away to discover this week that there's competitive Pokemon Go. They find ways. They want everybody who plays their games to feel included, you know? Their mainline games, at least. And I guess that makes sense. Like, it's probably a matter of, like, getting the most points by catching Pokemon in a certain area, or, like, defeating an area boss? I guess? That's kind of crazy. There's competitive Pokemon Go. Something tells me we should look up the VOD for competitive Pokemon Go and watch it together. Impromptu watch-along stream? Comp Go is PvP? Really? Interesting. The TCG one is hilarious because the winner actually lost before, but the opponent got disqualified for doing a bad gesture. Ooh! Yikes. Yikes. Nothing like getting disqualified for bad manners. Yikes. Harry thought competitive farming sim was ridiculous. That is pretty funny. I grew my crops very quickly. I guess that's more like a speed run. Gotta watch those manners, for real. Winning is one thing, but you have to be respectful about it. There is comp farming sim. Crazy. Anyway. I think I should probably wind down so that my tummy does not exact any further revenge. Thank you guys for letting me turn this stream into a yap session. They should make competitive Yuno watching. How would that even work? Wouldn't it be dependent on how much I stream? That's so silly. Thank you for giving us slowly rocking Buno. Yeah, this model shows my leans a little bit more. Because I didn't disable that feature. So when I like lean forward in my chair or like adjust my posture or something, you see me like moving around a lot more. But yeah, I do be rocking. This is fun. I'm glad I caught your stream. Yeah, thank you for coming in. Happy, happy, happy. We watch as fast as we can while tagging as accurately as possible. Oh man, your tags have to be like direct one-to-one quotes of what I'm saying. That would be wild. Whoever has the most funny, engaging, accurate, interesting tags is the one who wins, I guess. Didn't want to say anything for fear you'd stop rocking? Nah, I don't stop. It's like a unconscious gesture, I guess. When I'm moving around, when I'm schmoving. Just remember to not eat unknown flora and fauna off the forest floor. I will eat noodle. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging around with the stream. I will be resting and recovering. I have to finish some stuff for tomorrow's stream, which is the U novels about Cupid Parasite. I am still in the midst of the final route, the quote-unquote true route. It's crazy, so that's gonna be very interesting to talk about when the time comes. It goes crazy. I will give you like a spoiler, I guess. This route doesn't have any choices. Isn't that wild? The only choice I had to make was, do you want to play the route? And the options were yes or no. And no just makes you play through the normal common route. But if you choose to say yes to the route, you just go, and then that's all it is. It's just a bunch of reading. It's several hours of just straight reading. Like, you don't make any choices. And I think that's crazy. At the very least, I haven't encountered this in any other Ultimate game that I've played so far. Kinetic novel time? For real, for real. It is very kinetic. There's lots of effects in this route. It's very interesting. But anyway, I have to finish the route still, and then I will be spending most of tomorrow writing up my presentation to discuss it with you guys. So I hope you look forward to it. Whoopee! Whoopee! Cupid-para! Yay. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow's stream, and then Saturday, which is normally Members Day, is the Hanamizuki collab. We're gonna be playing Pico Park. We're gonna be getting vengeance. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to get more levels done. More than we did the first time we played, at the very least. We will be taking our vengeance out on the Picos. Hopefully Kaya does not throw for content. We'll see. Ranchan specifically wants to try and, like, beat Pico Park if we're able to, so there's a chance that Kaya will actually try a bit harder for Ranchan's sake. But we'll see what ends up happening. In the end, the entertainment value will be what matters most. So there's a chance there will be some throwing. Or, you know, skill issues. But we're also gamers. We've had plenty of time playing a bunch of games, since the last time we touched Pico Park, that maybe we have absorbed enough knowledge from our previous gaming to be able to beat the game now. We got this, I think. You mean just Unite? No! I've literally played so many other games. What do you mean? Professional gamers. We've been gaming. We're ready for this. I believe in us. But that'll be Saturday. And then I do have my schedule mostly ready for next week. I have to reconfirm some things. But next week's schedule is also ready. I'll probably post the schedule Sunday. Sunday. Well, yeah. Look forward to that. But I am going to go ahead and wrap up for today. But thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me, even though this wasn't what I initially scheduled. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Inatsu!